Hi, my name is Michael.G, and today we're going to do a video so you can better understand workplace dynamics with different character defenses and how that materializes, like what would happen. So today we have the blind enabler masochist in the workplace, and it's going to be based on what happened yesterday. Yesterday I was so tired from moving a couple of machines. I sell machines for manufacturing, usually more than hobby level, just before super professional. So I sell machines like that, things you can transport with a trailer. And yesterday we were moving something. We had the father there, his son, and then we had this guy. And this guy is the one that we're going to talk about today. And these guys usually do all the work. A lot of times they do all the work. The boss tells them what to do. They're like the boss's hands. Get this, get that, get this. That's that guy. Um, these people, besides not being able to say no to the boss, do say no or murmur to people around them. Okay, they can't confront this person head on, but they'll be able to tell people around them. Now that's not what happened here, but just another way that it creates like disharmony because they don't have the power to say the no, but still they think they're saying it no. They're tricking themselves saying it no by telling other people about, let's say, the narcissist or psychopath. That's one thing. The second thing that they do is they're very good at wrecking things. These are the bull in the china shop. Okay, so you don't want to give this guy, you know, work to fix the button for the nuclear passcode. Or you press the nuclear button. This guy will press it. This guy will press it, and he'll do it blindly. He won't even know he did it. So we're gonna go over what happened and the dynamics and what does it create. So blind enabler masochist in the workplace. What we were doing was we have a trailer, again my crude drawings, and the trailer has a ramp. This is the trailer, and we were bringing a big machine which is called a drill press, which kind of has a shape like this. It's got like that, and a table. If you note, the shape is similar to the narcissist, right? So now we're right at this point, and this is top forward. This is heavy right now. The center of gravity is supposed to be here, but now the center of gravity, would be someplace there. So this is easily, if I let it go, it'll just tip over. So I'm here because I'm the guy who knows how to deal with this thing. Let me draw a little better picture. And I'm over here. I can't trust other people with some movements when you move machinery. And when you move machinery with me, there is no democracy. Okay, the only thing that you're going to do is exactly what I tell you to do. If you deviate a teensy weensy bit, I'm screaming. And I'm screaming because usually when you're moving stuff like this and their brain is checked out, they're not there, things fall over. And we're talking about a 400 or 500 pound thing, steel. It's going to hit you, whatever it hits your body part, you're doing therapy for the rest of your life. So to avoid that catastrophe, you have to charge everybody that's working. Look, you got to totally focus. You got to be here. Don't don't stray away. And if they start straying away, I start raising my voice. Now, again, there is no democracy because this is danger. When there's danger, there is no democracy. I don't care about feelings, safe space, race, nothing. Move that, you piece of whatever. Do that right or ever. You can cry to mommy later. Go get your therapy. It doesn't matter. And that's very important to understand when you need to get things done and you have something that's like critical. However, when you have this guy helping you and he's on the other side, so In this drawing, I'm here. He is to my left, and I know he's the boat anchor. I know he's the boat anchor. And I look him straight in the face right before we do the most critical part. And I said, listen, boat anchor, you gotta focus right now. And you got to work with me. I need you totally here. So the second I push this up a little bit, his phone rings. Okay? So now this dummy, and he became a dummy right now. Just the most important time, he wasn't there. He checked out. He picks up the phone. To him, it was more important to see who was on the phone. If I could take the machine and tip it over so it squashes him, that's exactly how I felt at that moment. That's how I felt. Because he knew exactly what we're doing. Everybody knows that, we're carrying something heavy. But that moment, his head is not there. And these people cause so much. They're like, at the end of the day, they're like black holes. And if anything can happen, if this is going to fall, it's going to fall on him. And if someone is in control and he's nearby, his hands will actually cause so that it would fall on somebody else. Because this is like the back end of I don't like authority and I don't like to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cause a problem. Now, this is not conscious, but this is his hands manifest what the hands manifest the truth. That's why if you want to know if somebody is good with you or nothing, give them something important of yours to hold on to and see how they handle it. If it comes back rusty, broken, or maybe they stole it, you already know what's going on with the person. Really easy. Give them something important to hold on to, because the hands don't lie. The hands will not lie. What they do with the hands. So if this person is working for this person, and I told you I had to, in the instance of working with something danger, yeah, I'm your head. And your hands, they got to do exactly what I tell you. Now, is this normally with other things I do? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But when it comes to danger, we can't take the chance that, we can have a discussion about it. There is no discussion. There's only one way. So the backbiting part of him would look to create a problem. And you'll find this all the time. The guy says, I'll do it, and then he does it and he wrecks it. Because they're not paying attention. There's no forethought. There's only the distortion magnified. So in the distortion magnified, he put us in a very dangerous position, and even now my anger, because now if I'm looking at him now, like I'm red hot looking at him, and I want to give lightning to this guy. I'm like, God, please just strike him down right now. And you might think with me making these videos that I'm like above all this. It's not the case. I'm very sensitive to this now. Now, before starting, I knew this guy was this guy. Gave him the benefit of the doubt. I spoke to him carefully and said, look, if we do anything, you got to really focus. You got to be here. The second we were in the dangerous position, he puts his hands down, picks up his phone, and he starts looking at it. And I'm not going to sit there and go over like I didn't yell at him. I didn't do nothing. I couldn't, because you can't talk to this person at this point. This person totally is not present. He's not present. He's not present. The only thing you want to do at that point, you want to hurt that guy. That's all you want to do, because of a situation like this. Now, this is the kind of environment they create. You think they're helping, but in the same time, they create an environment where they want to be punished. Because this is the black hole of distorting space and time. They're putting the head into the torso. The spirit is going to use other people to constantly whack this guy so you can pop that head out. But their force is to hold in that head. Now, same trailer. We got the guy over here now. Okay, with no head, the head's in here. And we have something called come along. So this is a chain. And we have another very big machine, actually bigger than this one now. And it's actually a little further back here. Right when it's coming off of the pallet and it's going to start hitting the ramp. This machine's like 900 pounds. Okay, so we got the come along, which is like a chain, and he's hitting it with the ratchet. So I told him, I said, whatever you do, if I say stop, stop, listen. So why is that important? Because we have metal on metal, and metal on metal is like grease. It'll just slide. So he starts ratcheting. Here, click, 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 click. Stop. He's still clicking. Click, 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 click. Stop. Still clicking. Click, 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 click. Now, the interesting thing is, here's the come along. Here's his head. Put him in the body, and his eyes are looking at the come along. He's moving the ratchet, but he's not paying attention to anything else. Now, this is just a ratchet that you're moving left and right, left and right. So it goes here, then you move it, and you go there. You know, you're just doing this motion. Moves the ratchet from there to there. That's all it is. So he doesn't have to look at it and focus on it to do the job. But he is so engrossed in doing that, because remember that you got to remember, when you don't have a head, your head kind of personifies your torso. Your actions will end up being similar to what the torso does. So if the heart beats, it's beating. It just keeps on doing what it's supposed to do. The lungs open and close, open and close. So they just work, 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 work. That's why they manifest this on the outer body, that they work, 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 work. And the spirit is like, hey, you're going to get your head out of there. And the spirit will want this person to be punished for violating the space and time of not being present. And they will cause for themselves tremendous problems. If you want to know if something's safe, you bring one of these guys. He'll get hurt. This guy will get hurt. He'll fall over. You give him a moped, all you got to do is just give it gas. You'll see a few minutes later the guy's tumbling in the street. All busted up. It's just so... It's ludicrous, and it's so painful at the same time. When you see it, you're like, how did that happen? But at the same time, once you understand, there's a huge trauma with this person. And you can't talk to him to get them out of this thing. And this is the same thing that a woman would cause in a relationship with a guy like that. Same exact situation will happen. She will create the environment that the abuse gets more. Because it's like a trigger. It's like a trigger. There's more to this too. There's a spiritual thing as well. Because this is the one half of the evil. Now this is the blind one too, so they don't even know what's going on. You know, the cunning one kind of gets away, and then later karma gets them. But the blind one, it's like instant. Instantly, this person was not paying attention. They were hitting the come along. I said stop like 6 times. And each time I'm like raising my voice, and the guy's still like checked out. Not there. Not there. That's why you got to be careful when you have people that in a dangerous situation. You can't have people like that. You just can't, because they're very dangerous. You know, and funny, they happen to be right in that place. They happen to be in those dangerous positions, and they just end up hurting themselves. And on the outside, you might think, you know, well, why'd you yell at him? Okay, great. Let the machine fall down. All right. Let the machine fall down on me or him, you know, and we both get hurt. Or just break stuff because you're not paying attention. Their focus might be on what they're doing. They're doing things right, as far as like he's doing what he's supposed to do there, but he does not have eyes. He can't see nothing. He's not seeing what's going on. They can't see. These are also order followers. Military love these guys. Police love these guys. You know, tell the commander can say, you know, go wipe out all those kids over there. No problem. Right, wipe them all out, because they're not going to ponder the question of, should I be doing this? Is this something that is right? This person won't ask that question. This person will pull the trigger. In instances when you have police These are also this body shape. They love using that nightstick to go hit somebody. These guys too. These guys too. They like it too. But you'll be surprised that this person that gets all this abuse loves to abuse the children of the mother of this person. This is where poverty is multiplied exponentially by these mothers, because they smother the head down of the child. You're no identity, no sense of self. The only sense of self is if they have a punishment relationship with someone outside the body. It's very dangerous stuff, and they're very hard to deal with, to treat in therapy. And a lot of the therapists, they just take their money and they make them think like they're innocent, and this is the bad guy. They don't realize the havoc they cause. If I have somebody like this do anything for me, even the briefest, littlest thing, I go after them to check what they did. I had one woman put like a bottle in the back of my car of turpentine or some chemical, right? I know what she's used to. I go back and check her. And what'd she do? Of course, the bottle was going to open up and turpentine was going to get all over my car. I'll give you another one. These guys are also sometimes less expensive to hire. And they get the jokes from the narcissist, which doesn't help. So here's another one. It's happened many years ago. There's a big box truck. Big box truck. Jeez, I can't drive this. I can't drive. So you got a truck here, right? So this guy's driving. And here's your truck. And what's happened is this was a scaffold here, or trussing for lighting. So you had lights, and you have a couple of guys up here. They're working on the lights. Another one. And this is like 25 feet in the air, right? So what's his job? He's supposed to pick up a couple of boxes, put them inside the truck, some lights, and drive away. So this guy closes the door, drives away, but he didn't visually inspect what was going on when he closed the door, because there was one wire that was still connected to the truck. Okay? This one wire from the truss, and it was somehow connected to something he put in the truck. Now this is electrical wire that's like 1.5 inches thick. So this you could pull a lot of weight with this thing. And the truss is already up in the air, and it's it's on stilts type thing. The truss is not like pulling a house. If you're pulling a house, it'll just rip the wire. But if you're pulling a truss, it'll just bring the truss down. And that's exactly what happened. The truss came down, and now you got two guys who ended up being seriously hurt, because this guy's head was not there. Because the head is not there. But he's cheap labor. He was cheap labor, and you hire this guy, and he'll work hard. However, with that comes this kind of problem. All the warnings that you see about, don't burn yourself, don't hurt yourself, it's for these people. They write them in English, they write them in Spanish, they can write them in 50 languages, it doesn't matter. They don't have a head to observe. They don't see the consequences of their actions. And because of that, they're going to create a lot of tension. Yesterday it was really stressful when you're moving something. It's really heavy, and you have to pay attention to the one guy who you got to put him to do something that if he screws it up, that you'd not have to worry about getting hurt. Now I know this guy, and very well acquainted how they operate, but the average person won't. And they'll put themselves in risk by having this person help. So if this person asks to help, just say, "Nah, it's okay. It's okay. I'll take care of myself." Because this distortion needs to be attacked, because it's violating a principle of light. It's in darkness. And at the end of time, when God's going to punish, He's going to punish those in darkness. that's a problem. And that's a problem. You know, this relationship is a distortion of putting the head on top of their body. Now, mind you, when we were moving all the stuff around, like I said, there was no debate. There is no democracy. There's no nothing. There's only your hands have to do exactly as you're told. So, in a sense, my contribution was to be somewhat like this, but wasn't doing it for lies or terror, or wasn't doing it because a need for glory. Was doing it because if you don't do it the right way, you're going to get hurt. And part of what they do in the military is that they train the entire military force to be in this relationship on a regular basis. This is the relationship of the military with the commanders. The commanders give the order, you're the hands. You got to do it. You know, do it to your own death. It don't matter. That's what this guy's going to want you to do. So for that moment, I had to do that, but didn't do that for malice or needed control or anything. Just did it because we needed to move some heavy material and things around. But you can see the kind of destruction that can happen when you're not focused. When you're not focused. And whenever you have like a narcissist, you're always going to have, especially a narcissist that has some kind of company that has a bunch of people, you'll always find a guy like that the narcissist would use as his hands all the time. You're always going to find. If he needs to do something different than he normally does, he'll bring that guy along. And to my disappointment, he brought that guy along. And all that guy will do is he'll do the work, but he'll have a little backbiting. Like his hands might just break things because it's his way of saying no. Your hands will say no in ways that will distort what you're supposed to do. And they don't even know they're doing it. Half the time they don't even know they're doing it. He didn't know probably when he was grabbing that phone how stupid he was in that moment. He didn't know. If I pushed the machine on him and I said, fine, all right, no problem, man, no problem. If I was the narcissist, I would have pushed the machine on him. That's what the narcissist would have done. You know, the narcissist would have pushed the machine. I couldn't say anything to him because he has no ears. He's not going to comprehend. If I yelled at him, all that would have done is just reinforced the same problem that he's got. So I didn't. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. When he first started, I charged him on what we're about to do and how to do it. Like if he had a regular head. But I knew he did. But knew he didn't. And the outcome was still the same. So talking to people, and you think you're going to change them like this by just talking to them, it's a total waste of time. Total waste of time. It's just not going to do it. You can provide the situation for their head to emerge. Maybe like get them to draw or something. But, you know, they're not going to learn from like this. Maybe they'll vomit every now and then, or if they have a life epiphany, or if the head does form, they'll end up being, you know, a disjointed or not successful narcissist to a certain extent. They'll be using narcissism to garnish empathy for their dealing with the narcissist, or they'll say, "Oh, you know, you got to stop, you got to learn." They're not going to be able to do it. It's just not going to happen. You know, these people are stuck where they are until there is a spiritual awakening. And if that head does pop out a little bit, it's only going to pop out to tell everybody about what this guy did. And it's all their fault as far as they're concerned. They're back to being 1.5 to 3 years old. So that's it for this video, and God bless.